Welcome. My name is Cynthia Banks and I am the Senior Vice President at Carter and Reynolds Group. Thank you for taking the time to review our leadership development process. We believe that true leadership development is a process, not an event. Real behavior change and growth is dynamic and very personal. Every leader's personal journey is different, although leaders need to learn similar leadership competencies, particularly in the area of emotional intelligence. The path to growing and mastering these competencies is different for every leader. Therefore, we customize our leadership development process to the specific individuals and organizations. The principals at Carter and Reynolds Group bring over 50 years of combined senior executive real work experience. To recap a few highlights, their experience is global. It includes building, developing, and leading multi-billion-dollar organizations, leading large-scale business change programs, leading business turnarounds and transformations, and challenging high-risk environments, designing and leading global organizational effectiveness functions, creating and leading strategic talent management systems, designing and delivering executive development programs modeled after premier learning institutions like Harvard, Stanford, MIT, and Wharton. Our company was started over 15 years ago. Over the years, we have had the opportunity to partner with several high-performing organizations across numerous industries, both profit, nonprofit, higher education, and government. Our work has also provided the opportunity to work and learn best practices from many great leaders. In fact, we continue to network with many of them and share ideas and best practices. These relationships have allowed us to build our organization, refine our process, perfect our tools, and grow our knowledge base to deliver greater value for our clients. We believe that the essence of leadership mastery for the 21st century is change. Here is the undeniable fact. The magnitude and velocity of change will continue to accelerate. Business, government, educational institutions, non-for-profit organization, the military, you name it, are already being impacted. Change is more far-reaching and rapid. It's cutting across all sectors of the economy, all classes of society, all continents, all cultures. New innovations, digital technology is simply exploding, along with the changing mix and growth in population. How an organization creates value and competes in changing more rapidly than ever before. The rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, robotics, and 3D printing are already reshaping strategy development, human capital requirements, customers' relation management, and product development. Job skill requirements are changing so fast that the day-to-day activities and need of the business are becoming more and more dynamic and unpredictable. Therefore, the need to create cultures that respond to change in a way that is adaptable and innovative, resilient, agile, is not longer something nice to have. It is critical to the organization's survival. Therefore, building change leadership capability is absolutely essential. Developing change leadership competencies is a deep, personal, and individual process, and we approach it from 3 levels: the personal level, interpersonal level, and organizational level. Developing change leadership capabilities and competencies is an inside-out development process. When you are developing and leading change, there is a constant interaction between your leadership intent and how people interpret your behaviors and actions. Leaders need to have the self-awareness to manage both. The essence of personal change is vision, which is driven by self-awareness, know who you are, and what you stand for. Self-management, learning to make your intentions match your behavior. And courage, to be vulnerable, open, and learn, stay in discomfort in order to grow. For leaders, it is about creating a leadership brand. The essence of interpersonal change is trustworthiness, which is driven by authenticity. The act of being yourself with skill. Transparency, being open about who you are, what you stand for, and telling your unique story. And diversity. It's about surrounding yourself with people with different ideas, beliefs, and cultures, so that you experience mutual growth and learn the unique stories of others. This creates the foundation for trust, which enables you as a leader to inspire others to change. The essence of organizational change is alignment, which is driven by purpose, inclusion, and execution. Alignment means getting everyone aligned around the core values and performance expectations. It starts with making sure people are connected to the purpose. To ensure that the purpose is clearly translated to the people who need to deliver on the promise of the organization. Inclusion is about involving people that are affected by the change or need to implement the decision, keeping in mind the principle, no involvement, no commitment. And finally, execution is where everything comes together. People need to win. They want to be involved in something bigger than themselves, and they need to see and feel accomplishment and success. We believe that everything starts with the leader. Another one of our principles is organizations will never exceed the capability of the leader. Essentially, the leader sets the bar for performance. The leadership culture he or she creates is what moves the organization. The leadership culture is what drives the interpersonal relationships. It drives how people collaborate, how they build trust, how they share information and resources, and even how they share best practices. The leadership culture drives how the organization is structured. It determines the number of layers necessary between the decision makers and the people who serve the customers. It determines if people are promoted based solely on results or an equal combination of results and values. The leadership culture also dictates who is really accountable. Does everyone have personal accountability for the business and their job? Or do they have accountability for their job and leave the accountability for the business to their boss? That difference is huge when it comes to leading change. With all this in mind, I will walk you through how we begin our leadership development process. To help leaders build change competencies, it requires a deep understanding of the leader's personal story and sense of self. This, of course, requires establishing a very trusting relationship with the leaders. This is why all of our executive coaching and conversations are 100% confidential between the coach and the leader. This is to establish the necessary trust to go deep into the leader's past, present, and hopes for the future. We explore the leader's childhood, personality, and temperament. We discuss career or life biggest failures and biggest successes. We also explore how their professional training shapes their leadership style. All these things shape the leader's values, assumptions about leadership, and how she or he views the world. All these areas are constantly interacting with one another. It impacts how leaders make difficult decisions and choices about who to trust, how to value diversity and inclusion, and how to collaborate. Leading change can be very uncomfortable for some leaders. When under stress, many leaders draw from career failures or fears. This unhealthy thinking shapes their decision making and affects their tolerance for taking risk. All of these factors will have a huge impact on leading change. As a result, many leaders develop blind spots that block them from effectively building the necessary change competencies in order to lead change effectively. This is the core reason why change competency development is a personal process. Now I will describe the framework of our development process. Development process starts with a confidential online 360 assessment. The assessment will measure the leader's creative strengths in important areas to the business, such as getting results, being decisive, strategic thinking, visionary skills, etc. It measures relationship capabilities in important areas such as teamwork, integrity, collaboration, authenticity, and personal development. A very unique outcome that also a part of our 360 is we measure the leader's reactive tendencies. This helps us to determine potential performance blind spots. Reactive tendencies such as arrogance, controlling behaviors, being overly critical, overly ambitious, or being too passive. These reactive tendencies negatively affect a leader's ability to change. We partner with the leader to explore and prioritize all of these areas, then help them create a personal leadership brand. The leadership brand is created with the leader to intentionally create a vision for how he or she chooses to lead. We use that leadership brand as a screen to look at the 360 data to determine the behaviors that need to change. Then we help the leader create a feed-forward team. This is a small group of trusted individuals who will provide open and honest feedback. The goal is to help that leader live their leadership brand on a day-to-day basis and under the most challenging situation. Throughout the entire process, we provide coaching, support, and best practice tools to deal with any blind spots that we have encountered. The work we do at the personal level will drive the movement and success at the interpersonal level. At this stage, we provide coaching and tools on the core areas of interpersonal relationships, such as being trustworthy, the 13 behaviors essential to building trust, and how to have difficult conversations in a way that builds commitment and trust. We provide tools on how to develop strategic networks. We provide tools and insight on how to accept feedback, which is very difficult and different than giving feedback. It's how to accept feedback in a way that elicits honest, candid, and open feedback. The work that we do at the personal level and the interpersonal level creates the foundation for success at the organizational level. At this level, we provide tools, best practices, and case studies on how to think strategically about change, the differences between change management and change leadership. We provide practice tools along with action learning workshops on how to lead change from 3 dimensions: the organizational dimension, the group or team dimension, and the individual dimension. Over the years, we have seen organizations create winning leadership cultures. We have seen change in overall organization, specific regions, or oases of excellence. When all three areas are aligned, it creates the condition for superior performance. Another one of our principles is organizations are perfectly aligned to get the results they are currently getting. When there is a breakdown in performance, you can almost always trace it back to the leader and the leadership culture he or she creates. The final part of our process is we encourage our clients to teach and bring their direct reports along. We have them immediately apply what they've learned to real business problems, real business challenges or projects. This allows us to understand what part of the development process is working and what needs work. Our process of transfer of learning also allows clients to hold themselves accountable for the things they committed to do. As I close, I would like to share a few testimonials and impact of some of our work. The core highlights of these testimonials discuss the high trust environments we create, the wisdom of the executive coaching, and the real-world application. After our engagements, we do a 3-month or 6-month follow-up. We develop a partnership with clients to measure return on the investment. On a scale of 1 to 10, they evaluate the individual, team, or organizational impact of the coaching, consulting, and best practice tools. As you can see, we have worked across many different organizations. The leadership development was focused on specific things that the organization wanted to improve, from increased trust, accountability, and collaboration within and across teams, increasing emotional intelligence in a specific project team, improving collaboration and inclusion, increased change leadership capabilities to creating more change champions, improving speed and quality of team problem solving and decision making, or increasing strategy execution capabilities. All these things to a certain degree requires an increase in change leadership capability. Thank you again. Harold Reynolds manages our office in Chicago. Carter Drew manages our office in Atlanta. Please feel free to contact us if you would like more information. Thank you.